What's good, crew? It is your boy, the Hype Sneaker Beast, and we back with another video. And now today we are talking about Nike and who they are giving the opportunity to push their sneakers. Now, as you guys know, I put out a video a couple of months ago talking about some of the changes that Nike was looking to make, and it looks like it has begun. Before we actually go ahead and get into this video, I want to make sure you guys actually go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more sneaker content just like this. As you guys know, I drop sneaker news, sneaker reviews, and everything in between. So if you're looking for sneaker content, you are definitely in the right place. As you guys know, Nike does allow certain retailers to actually sell their sneakers. This is nothing new. This is something that everyone knows. If you've ever tried to win on FlexApp, or if you've ever, been to Footlocker, Champs, JD, all these different places that Nike actually allows to sell their sneakers, and even smaller mom and pop retailers do sell Nike sneakers. And you probably think that that's a good thing, but for Nike, it really probably isn't that much of a good thing. Reason being, do they really need help selling sneakers? You have to ask yourself that question. Does Nike need the help of all of these different retailers to sell their sneakers? The answer to that is no. Now, as you guys know, Sneakers app is flooded with users anytime any drop is taking place. Anything from a Travis Scott to a Union collaboration to a Sacai collaboration. Now, if this was a smaller brand, if this was a Puma or something like that, or New Balance, I could see them really pushing, get their product into these stores to try to gain a little bit of notoriety and gain a little bit of traction. Kind of like how New Balance is doing now. They're actually starting to open reservations on Footlocker for things like New Balances, and that is helpful to a smaller brand. They need that kind of notoriety in places that they may not actually be in already. But when we're talking about places like Nike, they don't need any help. They can sell shoes as long as they want for however much they want, and we already know that. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at this article from CNN. Footlocker stock tumbles 35% because Nike wants to go on its own. Footlocker stock tumbled 35% Friday after the shoe store predicted sales and profit will fall sharply this year. The retailer, which didn't explicitly mention Nike in its earnings report, said that no single supplier is expected to account for more than 60% of its total purchases for 2022. Nike accounted for 75% of its sales in 2020. So that should tell you something right there. Footlocker, one of the largest retailers, 75% of their sales came from Nike. If I'm Footlocker, I am nervous. I am scared. And it doesn't say that they're gonna pull everything. It doesn't say that they're gonna completely pull everything. They could probably still give them their non-Jordan brand sneakers or non-hype sneakers, but we all know that everyone is going to Footlocker for the hype pairs, the retros and things of that nature. So if Footlocker is expected to lose anywhere close to 60-70% of its Nike product, it's a bad day. It's a bad day. It's a very, very bad day. So when this news dropped, their stocks tumbled, went down because people are expecting them to miss on all of their goals. So now let's get back into the article. Footlocker, whose suppliers also include Adidas and Puma, projected that this year's sales at stores for at least a year would decline by 8 to 10%. That's a big number. Shares are down about 40% for the year. Nike is ramping up its focus on its direct-to-consumer business. Last year, Nike said it was shifting to selling more of its products through its own shops, websites, mobile apps, and select retailers, cutting ties with many stores. So all this is doing is funneling their energy into one place. They don't have to worry about shipments coming in, and going to different places, or pairs getting backdoored. I mean, they still may have to worry about that, but at least it's within the Nike doors. It's within the Nike scope. So honestly, it's a smart move. If you don't need the help to get your sneakers out, if you don't need the help to push your product, you're already a global giant. Why would you allow anyone else to sell your product? I mean, it doesn't really seem like it's a bad thing, but it seems like it's a bad thing for Footlocker because I never went on Footlocker. And And I know several people, I never went on Flex, I never went on Footlocker, and I know several people who actually never win. They get botted out pretty heavily. Now, that's also another thing. Nike is not able to monitor how Footlocker gets botted. It has put its own practices in place at Nike towards bot protection. It has gotten better. It'll never be perfect, but at least this way there's an eye on it and there's a focus for Nike to take a look at. Let's get back to the article. The apparel company has significantly slashed the number of traditional retailers it sells to in its recent years to improve profits and tighten control over how its products are showcased. That's exactly what we just said. In December, Nike announced it will stop selling to DSW. Probably not a huge loss, but anyway. Nike's go at it alone strategy has hurt some independent sneaker and athletic shops, which rely heavily on selling Nike, the largest shoemaker in the world, to attract customers. So that's the piece that kind of is a little bit tough for some people to handle, because those mom and pop shops where you can go and probably, cop a pair of J's or something like that, or, you might get your parents backdoored, those connections are being severed. Is it really a bad thing? I don't know if it's a bad thing. I don't know. I mean, I need you guys to let me know in the comment section if you guys think this is a bad thing for Nike to kind of rein it all in and push all of their focus to sneakers app, to Nike app, and to their own avenues of getting their product out to the masses. Selling goods on its own website and in physical stores nets Nike more than double the profit it will receive from selling through wholesale partners. That alone is enough to make the switch. I think Nike actually was down 1% the last time I did that video. So to know that they would actually double their profits just by saying, hey, we don't need you guys, we're not gonna allow you guys to sell our products anymore, it's probably the smartest thing they can do. And it's probably actually better for the consumer who's trying to cop pairs. I don't have to go to all of these different places. Could you imagine how much more stock will be available on Sneakers app? And do you think that there's gonna really be that many more users that are gonna be pulled from these places to Sneakers app? I think it'll probably stay about the same, but there'll just be more of a concentrated effort in one place. The company also gains much tighter control over its shoppers' experience and pricing. That's a big advantage for a premium brand like Nike that wants to present merchandise to customers in enticing and consistent ways and prevent products from being discounted too heavily. I know we've all seen the clearance rack. I know we've all been in a Footlocker and there's that rack in the back that has 20, 30, 40% off hoodies. Who knows if Nike is willing to just hold those hoodies or hold that merchandise until it's able to be sold at a price that they're willing to accept. Footlocker is in the business of making money too. So if they are holding something for too long, they're gonna just slash the prices, which may be against Nike's best interest. Rivals Under Armour and Adidas are following Nike's lead, pulling back on retail partners and building direct consumer sales channels. So it doesn't really, that's actually the end of the article. So it doesn't seem like Nike is just going at this alone. I think that these larger companies are just starting to realize that the hype train is moving, and the hype train is going to lead people to wherever the product is. So it doesn't mean that you need a smaller retailer to sell your product, because wherever the product is, trust me, the consumer will find it. And in the case of Nike, they have been the best at this. So I don't know if I'm really too mad at this. I like the idea of being able to find everything in one place, or at least most of it in one place. If you guys know anything about me, that's actually my strategy as well. I'm not on IG, I'm not on Twitter, I'm not on TikTok, I'm not on Snapchat. You find me in one place. I like everyone to be able to come here and find me, and they don't have to look for me in different places. So it's a much smaller comparison, but I do understand it. So I need you guys to let me know in the comment section below how you guys actually feel about this. Do you think this is a W for consumers, or do you think that it's an L for consumers? Either way, I need you guys to let me know. As always, man, if you're OG crew, I love you. If you're new to the family, welcome. We are actually doing the Off-White Lot 21 giveaway tonight. This video is probably gonna drop tomorrow, but I already wanna say thank you to everyone who subscribed and was a part of the family and a part of the journey for this giveaway. We do have tons of giveaways coming up soon. I actually have something that I'm working on right now. I do not want to announce it yet. It's going to be pretty awesome, pretty amazing, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. But if you have not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you guys actually go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now for more sneaker content just like this. But until next time, it is your boy, the Hypehead Sneaker Beast. I'm going.